Alright, your first step's going to be to fold over the edges of your garment. You want to do this as evenly as possible so that you're pinning it all the way down to make a straight line to insert your zipper. And if you do this correctly, then on the other side, it should look as it's going to look when it's finished and the zipper is in place. You want to do this down the entire length of your garment. Now we're going to talk about how to prepare the zipper to go into the garment. First, you want to trim the top off of the zipper so that it looks like this finished one over here. And you want to apply fray check to the edges to keep the zipper tape from unraveling. You want to do this to both edges at the top of the zipper, and if you are making a double pull zipper, you will also want to do this with the bottom. From here, you will want to separate both sides of your zipper and take the side you'll be working on first and align that into the top of your garment. Place a few pins here so that you can hold it into place. And make sure these pins are facing the direction that you will be sewing. Then I like to flip this over so that you can get a good flat surface. And continue to pin down the length of the garment in between the pins that you inserted in the first step. You want to make the zipper as flat as possible here so that it makes another straight line. After you have secured the zipper into place, you want to remove the pins from the first step by flipping over the zipper tape and simply pulling them out. Make sure to remove all the pins to avoid them becoming entrapped in your sewing machine later. Once you've done that, you can take them on the surface of the garment and pin them in the direction of your sewing. For me, this is to the left of where I am pinning at. And you want to do this down the entire length of the garment, getting the pins as close to each other as possible to prevent the fabric from bunching. Once the first half of your zipper has been placed into the garment, I like to adjust the coat so that we can place in the second half of the zipper. Just straighten it out here. Now, it's very important to make sure that any corresponding seams on one half of your garment are aligned with the seams on the other half of your garment. And you can do this by lining up the zipper teeth so that they match together, and then lining up the seams and pinning the seams into place. And here I am pinning just above the hood seam and adjusting the teeth again to pin over the torso seams. Now just pinning through the top layer here so I can get the zipper onto the outer edge of the garment. And it matches. Now once I have got the important parts of the garment aligned and pinned to the zipper, I flip it over so that I can work with it easier on the floor. Now I'm going to take the pins and put them in my direction of sewing, which is always to the left of me, so that I'm not sewing this way, I'm sewing down this way. I'm going to remove the other pins and just put them in the correct direction, like this, so that when my sewing machine foot comes down, it's hitting the bottom part of the pin first instead of the top. And of course, I'm going to remove the folded over pins from the first step. From here, I'm going to do exactly as I did on the other side, and keeping the garment as I aligned it, I'm going to pin down the full length of the zipper, making sure that the top of the pin goes so that when I sew into it, it will be correct. Now we are ready for some sewing. So here we are at my sewing machine, which has a standard metal foot. I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to replace it with my Teflon foot since I'm sewing on vinyl. Well, the Teflon foot has a special Teflon bottom, which will allow it to go easier over the vinyl when I sew. So that's going to go in right now. And now we're ready for sewing. So taking my garment, I'm going to place it underneath my sewing foot with the pins already aligned in the correct direction for my sewing. Start by putting my presser foot down and sewing backwards to secure the zipper. And then as I sew forward, it's easy to pull each pin out because of the direction they're facing. And I can continue doing this down the entire length of the garment until I have a full sewn zipper seam. As you can see, it doesn't matter if the fabric has bunched a little while you are pinning because the pins will hold it into place so that you can get a straight and beautiful seam. That concludes our zipper installation tutorial. Be sure to check out some of our other zipper and costuming tutorials online at orgxiii.org. Thanks for watching!